Hey everyone, welcome back to Single Mom Honey,
Yeah.
a podcast dedicated to single moms with a focus on health, money, and everything in between. Today we're going to go through our second part to Wrong Prince, how to avoid a narcissist, but now today we're going to talk about how to heal from a narcissist.
Quay, I cover the health.
I'm Aisha, I cover money. All right, Quay, so let's go ahead and jump into how to heal from a narcissist. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Yes.
I think, it's a lot of
Because
work.
we're laughing because we're like, it's never ending.
Right. Because it depends on, you still have to heal, but sometimes you will still have ongoing interactions with them, especially if you have kids with them
Yeah.
or you have to go through divorce proceedings. It could be all types
Well,
of
and
things.
say it's a sometimes. You're
No,
dealing with
you do.
narcissists. Even if you don't have children with them, they're gonna somehow make sure they become a part of your life.
They'll try to. But,
Yeah.
the thing is, you want to do the healing because any cycles you don't break, you end up repeating.
Facts.
Yeah, and
Big
that's not
one.
one you wanna keep repeating. They still will try to claw their way back in one way or another, because they need to preserve whatever piece or destroy whatever is left of you.
Yeah, like I believe the reason why a narcissist has a hard time just saying, "Oh, it didn't work out and move on." It's not necessarily it's about the control, but it's also about the supply. And I
Yeah.
know that's something we really didn't go into what the supply is. Supply is basically attention. You know, you dealing with a bad kid, any
Mhm.
attention is good attention. They don't care if it's
Exactly.
discipline. They don't care if it's detention. They don't care. You are looking
Anything.
at me. You are talking to me. You are giving me what I want, which is attention. I don't care if it's good, it's bad. Like all publicity is good publicity.
No, I get it, because it really is like that.
Mhm.
I think one of the ways to heal, in all honesty, when it comes to someone with those personality traits, narcissistic personality traits, is you gotta cut them off cold turkey. And if you don't have kids, that means cut all ties, right? To the best of your ability. That means if they're violent, definitely go get a PFA.
Yeah.
If they have violent
Be
potential,
the one to get it first.
yeah, get it first,
Because
because
they'll turn the whole story around. Your history will become their story, and your feelings will become their display to everyone else. So
exactly.
don't hesitate. Don't ever underestimate a narcissist. When you
Absolutely not.
underestimate a narcissist, you set yourself up even deeper.
Exactly. You wanna make sure that when you cut them off, you don't go back and forth. You gotta stick to, your plan. That means blocking them from phone, email, friends. You got to make sure you go cold turkey, because
Any
they
attention, that's good. Even if it's a morsel.
don't be out there posting on Facebook. Don't be out there, all the ways, cut them off, because you gotta cut off their lifeline, because otherwise they're about to drain you. Like we said before, people like this are energy vampires. And if they can't get you one way, they're gonna try to get you another way. For example, don't think that it's completely gonna just be like a walk in the park, because it's not going to be.
The relationship wasn't. So what makes you think the breakup is? The
Right.
breakup is when they really don't have to worry about having any part of that master.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, when it came to my kid's father, I had to cut him off cold turkey. That means that, hey, I'm only talking to you about the kids, because any opportunity was an opportunity for him to be to start an argument, pick an argument,
Yeah.
slide in. If there is any crack, you ever walk past a window or a door, you I feel that breeze. If you allow for that little bit of space, they're trying to come in.
Yeah.
Any opportunity. I remember my son was sick in the hospital. In that moment, he thought that, I must have been weak in that moment. He was like, well, I was thinking that we should, bro, we're here because of our son. And
Well,
that is it. It would be any opportunity. He wasn't coming to my dad's church. He was showing up at my dad's church. It was just any opportunity.
where you are going to be there and your eyes can focus on me even for a
Yes,
second.
second.
Gotcha, bitch. I got
Even,
your ass. You looking at
even,
me. You thinking
yeah.
about me. I'm going to take you back to reminisce how it used to be when it was good and everything. Go, girl, look at these crazy ass.
Well, yeah, they all got crazy.
I should have knew. Oh, the eyes. The eyes. I should have
Look,
knew.
it's a spirit on them, I swear.
Yeah.
Even to this day, if I see him in a public space, he comes over to me and he's like, "Hey, Quay," and I'm like, "Mm-mm." I just look like, "Mm-mm. You know I can see you, right? You got 2 seconds?" I do not. No is a complete sentence. And that's what I want y'all to all know.
Yeah.
Just say no. Say no to drugs and to narcissists. Like, period. Like I said, any attention is good. Any attention for them is like good attention for them because they just want to be back in your life, be back in your presence. They're kind of
Siphon off
craving.
your energy.
Yes. I want to say they're craving your energy, but yes, definitely
If I'm
siphon.
an energy vampire, I'm gonna take any way I can get it.
Exactly. But when you say no, like you don't have to walk out of there feeling empty or feeling like someone, was able to drain you that day. Cause I tell you, the times where you allow them to drain you, they will. They will. It'll be
They
over
know these
anything.
shoulders, habitual lie steppers.
And they're gonna keep stepping the line. Even after you're married. I mean, after you're divorced, they're gonna keep stepping over. I mean, they keep coming. They're relentless. And more importantly, I will say this. The last guy that I dated, I had to file a PFA, not just for me, but it was for me and my children. You have to be careful who you let in because some people, they bank upon you being kind, nurturing, and especially like for
Mhm.
single moms, they already know that you love your kids. So they're like, hey, they are hunting single moms outside. For
Ooh,
real.
girl, we need to
I'm
talk
telling you,
about that.
because a lot of the
They
times,
think you're vulnerable,
yeah, they think you're vulnerable. Like you're just like,
desperate.
I'm gonna accept anything. Exactly. No, thank you, sir.
Boy, I will buy you. Get out of here. No. You need help? You
I
need
ain't
some
buying
money?
nobody. I'd rather just build me a man. It just, I don't know. Guy's getting real good. So,
Nah,
like,
I agree. Girl, that's why I
let
need
me
a
add
real
the rose
guy.
effect to this one. And then how many inches? Oh, only speak with what? Right. But I noticed after I filed like a PFA, this man wanted to one up me. Like literally one up me. He went to try to file a complaint against my professional license out of spite. And
Whoo!
and the crazy part was
Petty
this.
LaBelle?
Huh?
Petty LaBelle? I said Petty
Yes,
LaBelle?
yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. The crazy thing was this, like, even after we broke up, tried being friends. You really can't be friends with a narcissist. You really can't, like, you gotta cut them off completely. I'm just telling you, like, you gotta cut them off
Do not
completely.
treat them like they're normal people
Yeah,
because
they're
they
not
are
normal.
not. They are aliens. Like, I
Yeah.
promise you, anytime you try to go in, it's like, okay, let me look at this situation and how would I handle it and let the past go and we could just try to
Mhm.
be two adult. It's never going to work. But go
No,
ahead, keep beating your
never.
head against the wall if you want. But I'm telling you, you cannot treat them like normal people. They have proven
Yeah,
time and time
yeah.
again that they are not capable of doing such things. So don't give them an opportunity. I
Listen,
promise you.
not only did he file a complaint, I mean, it was crazy when I put two and two together and I was like, this is him. He filed this complaint against me. He immediately tried to gaslight me and say, no, it was your baby's father. That ninja ain't like me from jump. He just don't want us to be together.
Wow.
And when I talked to an investigator, it was all him. You know what I mean? Like I was
Like,
just
you
like,
weren't gonna get any of the facts.
like, I wasn't gonna get any of the facts. Like, no one was gonna talk to me. And I was like, they really think that they control the whole narrative and no one's smarter than them in the room and no one's gonna pick up because, I thought that he had tried to turn a new leaf, And I was like, oh, he's human. I ain't mad at him. No. This was a silent killer. It was silent but deadly. He was like still reaching out, talking to me. I miss you, steady, waiting for the ball to drop. And then had the nerve to tell me, oh, if they called you, we could work through this. Whatever they do, whatever you need, I can help you with.
Wow.
It's like they become like you ever watch Lifetime movies where the killer is actually helping the search party?
Yeah, so what have you guys learned? What's new in the investigation? I'm gonna throw the guys off the tracks and say, "I think it was this
Exactly.
person," and then, cover it up. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Like, it was the craziest thing. And then in that moment, I thought about the day that God allowed that tree branch to hit me in my head as I was
Branch of
just
fire.
randomly cleaning off my porch. And I was like, this is the other tree branch. Oh my God. Like, he don't care how he get me. I remember in that moment, I remembered he told me, he's like, I want you to need me. You was trying to take away the way I earn money for my children
Yeah.
in order for me, like, I was like, this is deeper than what I thought it was. And I was like, oh my God forbid I had been with you longer. This was like less than a year, and then
Well, if he had more time to plot and
yeah,
scheme,
more, oh my God. Like I can only imagine. That is just so crazy. So, with all that being said, You have to do the inner work. What is attracting these people to you? What is attracting you to these people? Why don't you see the red flags? For me, I had to go to therapy. I needed therapy. I needed a real therapist.
Yeah. You can talk to your friends and your family as much as you want. You even talk to a spiritual leader, but go ahead and get a therapist. Therapy
Yeah,
definitely helps
absolutely.
me
They have so
many
many
times than
different
I
sites
thought.
now where you can get a therapist online to meet your needs as a single mom because, we are busy. And sometimes, we like to put ourselves on the back burner and be like, I don't have time for therapy. I got to pick up everybody. I was doing therapy in my car, on
Yeah.
the ride in between, or, right in front of my house in the
In the
car or
pickup
whatever.
line, waiting for the kids to come out of school. And yeah, you got to
Yep. And
figure
it was
out.
amazing for me.
Yeah. Yeah. We are huge advocates for therapy. So, a way that you can avoid the narcissistic relationships is what you mentioned before, is looking inward, doing the actual work, figuring out
Absolutely.
how do we get here? Why do we stay here? And how do we go, where do we go from here?
Hmm.
So you also have to look at a lot of things in your past, a lot more things concerning like your childhood and stuff.
Absolutely.
Do I overgive to feel loved? Am I a people pleaser? I feel like they definitely hunt out for that. 'Cause like we said before, nurturing. That
And
means we're
you also
giving.
gotta remember, like, when you go through when you become a single mother by force or by choice, right? Sometimes we do overcompensate. We overgive to our children in order because we think that now they're missing something. Sometimes, listen, they're never missing anything because you want to have a healthy relationship anyway around your children. You want to be the healthiest version of you. So we got to make sure that you are first, number one, ready to date because predators smell fresh blood. You're fresh meat when you go back outside.
Yeah.
And I swear, like, depending on how long you're in a relationship, you go back out there and you're like in a whole different like time warp. You're
A
like, "Oh,
whole new world.
exactly.
These fools is crazy, scaring me.
Yep, yep. I like the lyrics to that. Well, we gotta remake that. I like that.
Right.
Oh, oh, okay. That's the remix.
Right.
You gotta figure out another question to ask yourself is, do you fear being alone?
Yeah.
You gotta be okay with you. Like,
I enjoy
alone,
time with me.
huh?
I love time with me. I love it, okay? I'm
Oh,
telling
me
you,
too.
the energy and the rejuvenation that I have when I'm
It's like
spending
those
time with.
commercials, those NyQuil commercials, and not just when you have time alone do you sleep, but, like, it'd be like, "Sleep like you have never slept." Oh, no, I'm sorry. "Sleep like you slept before you had kids when you have alone time." But, like, you get so, like, productive and I
Mhm.
mean, I get so much done when the kids are gone, but
Yeah.
don't feel bad about it. Like, you know what I
No.
mean? Sometimes you need time to yourself to rediscover yourself. And if you start dating too soon, that's how you meet these people. Because now you can meet them at any time, but you might not be able to avoid them. I will say, unfortunately. Um, and then another question you want to ask yourself is: do you believe that love requires self-sacrifice? What do you think?
I used to believe that. I used to believe the best way for me to show not only my love, but also my loyalty
Mm-hmm.
to a partner or even like some friends and most relationships, because once again, I did not have boundaries, is that I felt like I couldn't say no. Me saying no would hurt them. Me saying no would make them feel
Mm-hmm.
small. Me saying no would make me feel seem selfish. Like what if I need them? I want them to be there for me. So let me just go ahead and keep giving. Because I feel like a lot of us grew up in generations where our moms or our grandmas or our aunties and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
they were constantly giving to those around them. And you do what you see, you emulate your environment. And I thought that that was the best way for me to parent, the best way for me to be a wife was by self sacrificing. So I had to reprogram my brain completely
I had
after
to do the same thing.
the divorce. Yeah.
I think sometimes you get caught up also in like religion. Remember, you can do anything
Mm,
religiously. You can sin against yourself religiously.
mm.
Always thinking that you need to turn the other cheek. I am not Jesus.
Being the bigger person.
No, no. You got to take care of you first. Listen, the only sacrifice you make needs to be for yourself because you
Yeah.
got other people to take care of. I mean, and everything will fall in place. I believe, I'm not, you have to get like a rhythm, like a natural rhythm ongoing. Like even when it comes to your kids. Like, we be burning a midnight oil trying to get things done for our children.
Yeah.
But then you still have to go to work the next day. You still
But
have to do
also
this the
spend
next
time
day.
with them too,
Yeah,
you don't wanna let their whole childhood go by because you were so focused on meeting the needs and
exactly.
also the wants too. Like, I know as my children have gotten older,
Mhm.
that I'm comfortable with not feeling like I had to be there every single time, every single second, every single
Exactly.
minute, like, "Let's make some memories, I want you guys to remember this," and, like, I've got to the point now that, first of all, they're like, "We're good, girl, what's wrong with
Exactly.
you?" But when they do come and ask to play, 9 times out of 10, I'm saying yes because I just love playing because 'cause I'm a big kid at heart,
Exactly.
but also I don't ever want them to feel rejected, but there are some times where I just can't do it. I'm
Exactly. And
tired.
that's okay too. It's okay to be tired.
It took me a long time to come to that because mom guilt is real. Like, I
Yeah,
definitely
it
wanted to
sure
talk
is.
about that.
We definitely have to talk about that.
Mom
Oh my
guilt is
god.
real,
I mean,
but
because you're
you're
only
only
one
with them
person.
for 18 years. Like, that's the
Yes,
only time you're with them. God willing, their lives are gonna be way longer than the 18 years that you spent.
exactly.
So that you have to realize that you had a life before them and you're gonna have a life after them, but let's focus on having a life with them as well.
Right, and
Let's
let's
focus on still being a woman, not just a
I
mom.
agree. And you gotta, like, break those generational curses. You were talking about how, we watched our aunties and our moms and
Yeah.
everybody give so much of themselves, and sometimes they were walking around looking a hot mess. Like, they was graying well,
Mhm.
granted, I got a few grays. I skipped from gray to white, but,
Like, girl, when you think about how they used to look, like, the Golden Girls was in their 40s. Did you know that?
that's crazy.
Their
That's
40s and
crazy.
all their husbands died. And they 40. I think it was 40s, maybe 50s, but them
That's
what?
wild. That's wild. I'm not trying to be old and wrinkled,
I mean, we could be working on becoming
prematurely.
Golden Girls right now. What? I'm still trying to be a hot girl.
Me too.
Yeah. So, a lot of
Healthy
things like
love no, listen, listen, listen.
what's up?
Healthy love does not require you to disappear.
Yeah.
So, that's with your children or with a partner. So, we just wanna make sure we state that and you focus on that. You shouldn't have to disappear. You should not have to make self-sacrifice in order for your relationship or your love to exist. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
sorry.
love that. I really do love that because 24 hours used to feel like 24 minutes when my kids were, like, young,
Mhm.
when they
Absolutely.
were still potty training or in diapers. Please, 24 hours felt like 24 minutes, but it's starting to stretch out a little bit more. I mean, I'm not
Mhm.
fully at 24 hours yet, but I will say I'm probably at a good
It gets better.
12, 16, maybe 18 on a good day, you know, uh, to
Day by
feel
day.
like I can have some time for myself.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of the issues that I probably self-created after the divorce was based on being in a narcissistic relationship. You're
Mhm.
giving you're not used to focusing on yourself. Maybe the
Exactly.
initial target or person who created all this was no longer there, but you tend to just fall into patterns that you have
Yeah,
only
you
known
develop
for
bad
25
habits.
years. You're gonna
Yeah.
give it to somebody, and then I put it into my
Right.
kids and then I put it to my career. But
Exactly.
recycling it back to me, reclaiming my time for me was some of the best things ever. It was one of the best feelings ever. And for all of the listeners
Mhm.
who are going through a narcissistic relationship, who are currently out of a narcissistic relationship, I promise you it gets better. But I'm going to be very realistic with you and tell you that it takes time.
But
You're
you also
going to
gotta
be upset
remember
with yourself
yes,
and be
yes.
like, why am I still feeling like this? This was how long ago? Why haven't I gotten over this? Why haven't I, moved on for this? Why is it
It's
still
very
impacting me
traumatic. It
today?
is very traumatic. And then
Yes,
and then,
yes.
like, there were good things in that relationship.
Were
That's
they?
how they get you in the first place. That's how they get you in the
Or
first
were they
place.
real?
They probably weren't, but sometimes
No.
I think we tend to hold on to, like you're, like, chasing the carrot that you're never gonna get. Like, you had
Yeah.
one little bite of it, and you was like, "Ooh, that was so good," and then you never see it again. It's not coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want all of us as women, because we said before, we are extremely powerful. It's time for
Mhm.
us to use our power for ourselves. Is that realize that you are not here to fix,
Oh my god.
save, or heal anyone
Don't save
at the
him.
cost of yourself.
You don't wanna be saved.
If his mama didn't do it, don't save him. You can't save broken. You can't save broken. Yeah, no. Like, what was her name? K. Michelle?
Mhm.
She
Can't
had
raise
a
a boy. Can't raise a man.
camera.
I like the raspiness at the end when you did that.
I know you being sarcastic because you could sing,
I
and I
actually
can't.
enjoyed the raspy at the end. You
Okay.
know, everybody says that everybody can sing, you know.
Who said that?
My dad, Al Green.
See, you saying not you. Your dad said that, but not I. Well,
Go ahead.
Quay,
Yeah.
why don't you share with our listeners of how you know, did the internal work and healed from your narcissist, a narcissist.
I had to do some journaling, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of time just with me by myself. I definitely talk to my friends, and I'm very thankful for my friends because when you're going through a narcissistic relationship or narcissistic abuse, they are going through with you. And I'm thankful for the friends who stood by my side, including my girl right here, you
Yeah.
know, to remind me. Sometimes you forget who you are, especially in a relationship like that. And when you're dealing with those type of abusive situations, you need to be reminded. And sometimes it takes your friends to fix your crown for you, but eventually you start to fix your own crown. So I went back. I went to therapy. I started singing again. I started doing things that I love doing. Like I'm a creative soul, so I need to do art. I need to do something. I need to travel. I was doing solo trips by myself. And solo trips away from the kids because you go on vacation with the kids. It's not really a vacation per
You're
se.
just parenting at a different zip code.
Yes, 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 yes. That, and I also got into body painting.
Ooh,
Because
scandalous.
Oh, no, it's art. It's art. It's very therapeutic, I will say. Like, I feel like a lot of the times when you are in this type of abusive relationship, you start to doubt yourself all the way around in every way possible.
Well, that was the whole format for the relationship, was for you
Yes,
to doubt yourself and also for you to
doubt
never
yourself and lose
question.
yourself. Yeah, you start questioning everything. Well, if I did this,
Lose
would it
yourself in
work?
stuff in the useful parts. I got stuff that need to be done. Right.
Exactly,
I don't want you
exactly,
to think. I just want you to do.
exactly.
Mhm.
So the body painting was awesome because it was like it's sensory. It also gives you the opportunity to appreciate the parts of your body like that you don't pay attention to anymore. You feel the brush and the strokes, and then you just be like, "Oh shit!" I'm like a masterpiece, like a whole
Yeah.
masterpiece. Yeah, I mean, it was wonderful. I also got back into physical exercise, such as running. It releases positive endorphins. You also get to clear your mind. I mean, your body's feeling better, you're thinking better, you take more time to yourself. I had to refocus my energy, and that required some work. That required some work. It required lots of work. But most importantly, get back into therapy. Make sure you surround yourself with healthy relationships, the people who actually love you, the people who know you, not someone who's trying to isolate you. If you're isolated, get back in touch with your friends. If you are staying in the house due to depression, you have to actually reprogram your mind. You got to do the opposite of what your mind tells you to do sometime because all your thoughts, everything you're thinking is not true.
That's usually
So
not your own.
yeah, so you got to redevelop the framework for your mind to function properly.
How did you deal with having setbacks from doing so? Like,
Well,
maybe you're
I mean,
having good days, moving up. Oh my goodness, things getting better. Oh my gosh,
hey,
something
this
big happens and then you go right back.
setbacks because it's
Mhm.
like a roller coaster. You've been on a roller coaster in these relationships, and the healing process is like a roller coaster. Some days you will have good days, some days you will have bad days, but just remember this too shall pass. Like for me, I had days where I couldn't stop crying, but then I had to tell myself, like, girl, we got shit to do. So, cry, get it out, and keep it moving. Remember, these feelings are temporary. Feelings are temporary. Now, if you get to a place where your feelings are getting real dark, you need to reach out for help. That's to your therapist,
Mhm.
to a friend. Get out the house. If you feel like you cannot overcome them by yourself, and that's fine. Go to your safe place. If your safe place is your church, your therapist office, a friend, the gym, you got to find your safe place for you and your children because you still got work to do.
Yeah.
sometimes people can still be around draining you indirectly.
because you haven't done what? Set boundaries.
Exactly.
One of the highest what do you mean? No. What do you mean you're not helping? What do you mean that you're choosing you? What do you mean you need some self-care? What do you mean that you what? I'm confused. Like, this
They're not confused.
sounds like crazy to me.
Yeah, they're just repeating the cycle over and over again. And you gotta
And
break it.
us as millennials, we have decided that first of all, we have access to things outside of just what's in front of us, which is our circle and
Exactly.
our family or our church, whoever you see on a
Exactly.
day to day or weekly basis, to be able to create boundaries, but
For
how
healthy in
to
nature.
transfer
Yeah.
them from what you have learned to what you're living.
To put them into practice.
Yes,
Yes.
it's one of the hardest things. And usually when you do that, it's the first response is, I clutch the pearl.
Set your boundaries. Like,
Yeah,
no is a full and complete sentence. Practice that. Do the no test. Sometimes you gotta see who the people are who are trying to drain you.
because
Sometimes
they
you
show
gotta tell
you,
people
they
no.
doing
And
the
when you
test
tell them
too.
no and they fix their face to start acting crazy, you gotta let them go.
Like I said, they're doing a test too to see if you're going to say no. They're going to see
Exactly.
how far they can
Because
push you.
they are stepping over the line.
Just putting that big toe over the like,
Yeah, let me
well,
see. Let me
say
see. What
yeah,
else
all
can I
right,
get? What else can
it's
I
a
get?
go, it's a go.
Exactly.
So, I will have to say for me, how I handle or how I did the internal work and healing was first of all therapy. The same with you.
Mhm.
I will have I would have to say, having that support of friends, family, my mom especially was a huge rock for me during that process. But therapy gave me a place where I could be not like the diet version of Aisha. Like
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
can be just as transparent as possible. And it was necessary for me to truly do the work. Don't just show up to the appointments. I've had therapy before where I just logged in or just showed up to my appointment, said what I need to say. And as soon as I left that room, I wasn't thinking about it anymore because I had other things
Mhm.
outside of the appointment that was actually, impact me and taking my energy that I couldn't even focus on myself outside of my therapy as well.
You know what?
So
One thing I wanted to say real quick. When you do decide to go to therapy, make sure you do your individual therapy. A lot of times during a healing process with a narcissist, they'll be like, "Let's get family therapy. Let's get this."
girl,
Don't fall for that. They're trying to
no,
put themselves back into your life.
had that request.
Me too. You were able to be yourself for that outlet,
Mhm.
therapy, be transparent about your needs.
Yeah, because during my therapy, I was just Aisha, I wasn't
Mhm.
mommy, I wasn't daughter, I wasn't cousin, I wasn't friend.
Exactly.
It was focused on me entirely. And I feel like journaling, as you said, also helped
Mhm.
as well to give me clarity of the constant movement in my mind. And it was a time for me. It was a time for me. So I would wake up like an hour before my kids woke up so I could have that time before my day got started. Because, as a single mom, by the time 9 o'clock come around, you done live about 6 lives.
My God. I'm
Done
always
did about
like
10, 15 things.
exactly, exactly. You've done so many things that it's like a complete work day has already happened before your work day,
Yeah.
and you're
Because
exhausted when you get
it's a
started.
full-time job. It's a
Yeah,
never-ending full-time job. And then you go to your
exactly.
full-time job to leave your full-time job to get back to your other full-time job.
Then come back to your full-time job
Yeah,
when you get off.
exactly. So it's just gave myself that space to
Mhm.
just be Aisha before I would have to say the chaos because morning routine, you would think I would have this thing down packed by now.
Girl, like I said previously, my kids are a little older than yours, and
Mhm.
every year with a new year comes new challenges.
Yeah.
You
Because
know
they're constantly new kids, like, they're
Yeah,
constantly evolving, they're constantly becoming
and so are you, and you're still
yeah.
tired from last year, like,
Last year, what you mean 7 years?
yesterday.
Not even like
The year before, I'm just
I've
saying,
been
like, it
tired for
keeps
8
changing.
years now, going on 9, and
Look, 8.
you've been tired for 19 because you were pregnant for a year
You're
before
right.
you had her, so,
You're right.
yeah,
You're right.
19 years you've been tired, and, with my healing, I actually took a social sabbatical, I guess you could call it that.
Mhm,
I went through a spiritual healing,
mhm.
individualistic spiritual healing. I don't know if you remember, but I sent the email out to all of my friends or a text out to all of my friends like, I love you. Thank you for being with me during this time. But something is calling me that I need to have time to myself.
Exactly.
I did not answer phone calls,
I
but
remember.
all of my friends respected it. All of my friends respected it. Like they did not call. They did not text. They did not email. I got off of social media, of all my
Mhm.
profiles. Like every single last one of you guys was so there for me. I just had to have time to just have some quiet because it was so loud and
Yeah.
chaotic and just nails on the
Chalkboard.
blackboard type of experience that I went through all these years, and then going through the whole abusive divorce process, and
Yeah.
then
It's a lot.
having to quote unquote co-parent, but I actually chose parallel parenting. I can still speak
Exactly.
highly
We'll talk
of
about
that.
that too.
Yes. And just going through the court cases and just dealing with, protection orders and harassment.
Mhm.
It got to the point where I just had to create some quiet in my life. And that was pulling away from everything. I think I basically did not talk to anybody outside of my mom for maybe 2.5 months,
Mhm.
maybe a month and a half. I don't even remember. It was so long ago, but the experiences that I had during that time, necessary,
Exactly. I wanted to
necessary.
say one other thing. I think it's very important. I know growing up for me, um, in church and like with my elders and the aunties and all of them, when you're going through depression, anxiety related to getting out of these relationships, a lot of times I know just like even in the black church per se, it was frowned upon to go into therapy. You have to not worry about what other people say. It was frowned upon to get on any type of medication. You know, it was
Yeah,
like you lost. And I know for me, I struggled for a long time with depression and anxiety before I decided like, hey, I might need something extra because I felt like I was losing the battle, and stress can kill you. So like if you are experiencing anxiety, depression, or any other type of anything that you're experiencing, talk to your healthcare provider. Like that's what they're there for. Like
yeah.
along with the therapy, sometimes medication will help. Don't be
Mhm.
afraid of that. You need to help yourself because you need to be around for your children. You need to be
And
around for you.
yourself.
Exactly.
I know it's single mom honey, but in order for you to be a mom, you gotta be you too.
Exactly.
Like that's the reason why we created this community
Mhm.
for us single moms, because there's so much information out there online about everything that has impacted us, but there's nothing truly catered to us. There are different
Absolutely.
podcasts and communities that, I have come across that I think are beneficial. But also being in the shoes gives me a perspective of authenticity, like
Yes.
being able to not only give advice, but also take it. So if there's anything you'd like to add on how you were able to heal from a narcissist, please go ahead and send us an email at singlemomhoney@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and follow us on all of our socials, Instagram and Facebook at Single Mom Honey Official, and also on TikTok at single.mom.honey. All right, so let's end with this. You don't miss out on love by walking away from red flags. You don't. You
You
miss
do
out on
not.
trauma.
Listen, listen. We are no longer in the business of collecting a bouquet of red flags. We
Yeah,
only take roses, like real ones.
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yes, yes, yes,
Sweetness
yes.
like honey, okay? So, protect your future. Your
Absolutely.
past is your past. There's nothing you can do to change it, but you can learn from it so it doesn't continue to be your present and your future.
Yes.
Healthy love feels safe, calm, and mutual.
And it does not require you to minimize yourself.
Whoo, girl, say that
It
again.
does. Healthy love does not require you to minimize yourself.
Yeah. If someone can meet you with respect, empathy, and also accountability, walking away is not a failure. It's wisdom, baby.
Exactly.
That's the honey. If someone can't meet you with respect, empathy, and accountability,
And they
walking
can't
away,
respect your boundaries.
exactly. Walking away is not a failure. It's wisdom, baby. So take
Exactly.
that how it is. So thank you for spending this time with us today. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need it. You never know who quietly is questioning their reality, as Quaylen and I both did on a day-to-day
Yes.
basis.
And be thankful for the friends
Yeah,
who help to fact check for you. Because you need
exactly.
some people to bring you back to reality. If you haven't already, subscribe, leave a review, and join us next time on Single Mom Honey, where we'll talk about rebuilding self trust after a toxic relationship. Until then, Take care of your heart. You deserve a love that feels like peace.
Yeah.
Quay, I cover health.
I'm Aisha. I cover money.
You bring the tea.
And we got the honey.
See you next time.
Bye.